Welcome to Neo Racing League Division Alpha Season 5 now. The 7th race of the season, the conclusion of the first half of the season, which is the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's take a bit of braver approach on the entry, but that's okay. Pastor Zeus across the line will put himself in P8 ahead of the Red Bull and the healer. Speaking of... Gary Gates is in the pits, so it's the healer now who's across the finish line. Improved by second and a half, but doesn't improve enough from his position. Formula Leon gets the 3rd place ahead of Alex Carugo, who is improving by 10th and a half through the 2nd sector, but that's not enough to challenge either Gary or Alfred. But he could jump ahead of Formula Leon at this rate. He needs a mega 3rd sector now. The Italian driver, the Ferrari. What lap time is he going to set? 27.342. So he manages to beat Gary Gates, but just misses out by about 700s to Alfred, who takes his 5th pole position of the season. 3, 4, 5 lights. I missed saying this. And the wheels are spinning in Sakir. Good start from Alfred, good start from Alex Carugo. Not so good in comparison to Alfred, but watch out for Gary Gator and Leon. 3 wide going through the first corner. There's been a dive bomb by Healer, which involves multiple cars hitting each other. And there's been front wing damage to at least 2 or 3 cars there. But Alfred is in the lead ahead of Gary now and Formula Leon. Alex Carugo dropped to 4th place. J Hydronics ahead behind him. We have a front wing end plate coming off from Formula Leon, who collided with Gary. Also, Gary Gator had a penalty, which is a 3-second time penalty for track limit, so that's the first time we got the penalty. Formula Leon has spun round at the exit of 9. But yeah, Half-Love Kelly now in 4th, with Funny Wayland in 5th, who's about to attack him in the start-finish track. Kelly defending his... Jesus Christ. Verstappen level is defending on Funny Waypoint, but that's not enough. But Kelly attacks him, hitting into the first corner, pushes him off the track there. Bit of a, dirty driving going on between the two, which will allow J Hydronics to get ahead of the McLaren to take that 5th position. Doesn't affect this position. It will not affect this position though. But look at Funny Waypan, who gets past Half-Love Kelly just before the final corner. Or Half-Love Kelly could be playing mind games with Funny Waypan to get DRS potentially. Yeah, he does get DRS on the McLaren as he heads to the first turn. Will he make a move on him? He does have an inside line, but McLaren will try to fight it. Heading side by side through turn 3, and Kelly slingshots off Waveband to take back that 4th place. But let's switch back to the fight between Waveband and Kelly. Side by side getting into turn 1. Will it be switch back at 10 from Waveband on the outside? Can he pull it out on the inside now? Still side by side heading through turn 3, now heading to turn 4 with Kelly and Waveband not having DRS. At least the game doesn't show it, but Kelly remains in P4. After Kelly in front of Waveband yet again. Yet another mind games with DRS, potentially. But look at this, 3 wide going through the first corner. Formula Leon gets ahead of both of them into turn 1, but Kelly is not going to give it up just yet. He has the inside line, which will switch to outside in turn 3, but still gets ahead, leaving Leon and Waypoint to deal for themselves. But the question is, who's going to get ahead of turn 4? Still Half-Lap Kelly. Leon thought about getting a move down through there, but Waypoint, look at Waypoint on the inside, capitalizing on Leon's failed attempt as Smoko says it's a pit. He has a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit line, which will not help his race. I'm not sure if he's going to serve it in this pit stop, but yeah, on the future pit stop he might have to sit this 10 seconds out from now departed Speed Queen. Okay, I was just seeing Alfred go into the pit for a 2-stop. I was pretty sure he was going to try and do 1-stop. But no, it's 2-stop from Alfred. So Alfred is pretty much going to try and challenge himself to try to get back to that lead. against Gary Gator. I mean, yeah, you can already see out of turn 1, Gary was sliding, trying to apply the throttle. And now Gary's going to try and defend that position from Alfred, who's going to dive late on the outside, heading into turn 4. Carefully, guys. Yep, exactly. Taking caution through that exit there as they go side by side through turn 5 and turn 6. Still, these two drivers are fighting. Now heading through turn 7 hairpin. Still side by side. But now Gary has to eventually concede. Waveband is saving the battery as much as he possibly can to try and defend from the Austrian contact on the rear of Waveband. But Waveband keeps the position. Leon backs out just a little bit. We'll have another attempt at the attack on the inside of turn 4. Can he make it work? Yes, he can. But funny Waveband with the switchback. Bit of a mistake there from Leon on the exit. But Leon manages to keep that place from Funny Waveband. We're now going to switch to the Italian driver on his second race for the Ferrari. For the first time since Azerbaijan, Alex Karugal wins the Neo Racing League Division Alpha race. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
And the gamble from Alfred didn't work. Alex Karagoat taking the victory here in Bahrain, and Alfred fails to convert his third career pole into a Grand Prix win. At third place, going Gary Gator's way in a very thoroughly deserved one, but not quite on the pace of the top 2. But Alex Karagoat winning in the end by over 10 seconds ahead of the Dane. Third place for Gary Gator, as I said, and then fourth for Formula Leon after the skirmish on the final lap. Funny Waveband in 5th, and J Hydronics in 6th, with Passive Zeus, Slutscon, the Healers, and Extreme Enigma rounding out the top 10. And Alex Karagoat takes the lead of the championship away from Speed Queen Formula Leon, dropping down to third place, but only 3 points behind Speed Queen. It feels like only a formality that he's going to get by next race. Alfred moving up to 4th and establishing himself as a title contender. J Hydronics, consistency, trying to demonstrate key, and he's in 5th place. Gary Gator just a 1 point behind him, ART Optic 2 behind him, and then there's a decently sized gap behind to Funny Waveband, Kevin Cal, and Marchmeister rounding out your top 10. Shoot Fizz with just the 18 points in 11th place, the Healers, and El Georgiev Joint in 12th. Extreme Enigma on 10 in 14th, Sluskan in 15th, and then Passive Zeus moves up to 16th with Vakuli, Burl, Blowing Smokos, and JPS moving down. And then in the teams, it's the same at the top 2 with Red Bull, just the 4 points ahead of Haas, Sauber and Alpine now matching, and RB in 5th place on their own, and only 7 points ahead of Ferrari with McLaren, Mercedes and Aston Martin locked in battle.